This week on the podcast, we're a little bit late for the 12 days of Christmas. So this week, Carrie and I are sharing our 12 wishes for Disney. Stay tuned to find out what they are. You're listening to the Pixie Dust Fan Podcast. Hi, I'm Francine.
And I'm Carrie.
We're two best friends who can't stop talking, usually about Disney stuff.
Sometimes we have fascinating guests, and sometimes it's just us. But it's always positive and fun.
We're happy to have you join our chat. Thanks for listening, and let's get started. Hi, Carrie. Take two.
You beat me to it. That's what I was going to say. Hi.
How's it going?
It's all right. We are doing a take two.
A full-on take two.
A full episode take two because my microphone was unplugged when we recorded earlier in the week. And there's no guarantee because we're both pooped on this Friday evening while we're recording versus when we were peppy.
We thought we were like getting ahead of the game. We're like, look at us, we're recording early. So, we can get it because we knew it was going to be a crazy week for both of us. And we thought, let's get ahead of it. And we were so dang proud of ourselves that we were like ahead of schedule. And then
until 2 seconds after we got off the Zoom call and I was cleaning up my desk and I realized there was no cord going into the back of my monitor and the back of my microphone. And I was like, oh, frig. I'm thinking, Fran's gonna be mad. Oh, she's gonna be mad.
Oh my gosh. It was so funny. Like I just got this message, don't kill me. And I was like, uh-oh. There is no sound on Carrie's track. And
at least we found out, like, I'm glad that I figured it out right away because I would have hated for you to like get into the groove with like, okay, I am ready to edit. And then being like, oh,
there's no sound.
Just me. Anyways.
It was kind of funny. So,
you
live and you learn.
We're chatting and people don't even know what we're talking about this week.
I know.
We're because... Sorry, guys.
Well, because I feel like we've been there, done that. It's deja vu. But you know what? It's a good topic. We had talked about... we talked about it before on the podcast that we had all these plans for like the Christmas holiday ones, and then we didn't do them. We took a break, and we were going to do the 12 days of Christmas, like our Christmas wishes or whatever. And we didn't do it, but we have 12 wishes. So we wanted to share our wishes. And these are our wishes for Disney. Like, not like wishes, like bucket list wishes. But
we've done that before.
We've done that before. No, these are like wishes, things, kind of silly, but true things that we wish for.
Yeah. Our fun Disney wishes.
Our fun ones. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that is the topic for this week.
Right. Our 12 Disney wishes. So let's get this ball rolling here.
Let's get this party started. Well, the first one, I believe, and it's funny because I thought about it, and I think I've mentioned this before.
No.
But my first wish, is that they would bring back the cake cups at the Cheshire Cafe. Mm-hmm. And these were...
I don't know if we've ever heard that before.
I know. Anybody that listens to the podcast probably knows this, but they were the perfect mix of icing. Like it was an icing cup with some cake in it.
With some cake.
It was primarily icing, which I love. And it was fantastic. And it was the Cheshire Cafe, which is just over near the Teacups. And I loved it. And they had like a raspberry one and a chocolate one. And surprisingly, I wasn't a big fan of the chocolate. It was so good. And they took it away and it's never to be seen again.
And I think sometimes they bring back a dessert that looks like it's going to be the cake cup, but then it's not.
It's not the right ratio of cake and icing. And it's so, I always get so excited when I see those pictures of these things coming back and they look like it. And didn't you tell me there was one at Universal or something?
There's cake in a jar. Like you buy, like it has a jar cap and it's layers of cupcake or cake and icing. So I think we might have to go there and give it a try because you're not getting your cake cups. You've been dreaming and wishing for these cake cups. Maybe now that they're one of our official wishes, maybe it'll come true.
Maybe.
But we might have to go to Universal and find we could and they're like we could bring some jars to Disney. We'll go to Universal first. We'll
pick up some jars.
Find out where these jars are because I can't remember right now where they were. And we'll eat one and see if it's good. And then if so, we'll get a couple of them.
And we'll just bring them back to our Disney resort for like snacks in the evening. Mm-hmm. That would work. I could do that. Okay.
That's our plan B if our wish doesn't come true.
if Josh tomorrow and Bob Chapek don't invest in cake cups, we're going over to Universal to get theirs.
If the letter writing campaign doesn't work to get the cake cups back.
Right.
Yeah. Then we're done. Universal.
Yeah, for sure.
I haven't been to Universal in a while, so we probably should go for a visit anyways. So
yeah, we probably should. It's been a while since I've been there too. Yeah.
Won't go on some of the rides make me sick, so we could go on a few rides.
They do a lot of simulators there, and it makes me
We'll spend a lot of time in the Dr. Seuss land.
Okay, that's a deal. All right. That was wish number 1.
That's our wish number 1. Our second wish is that we would wish that the minivans return.
Yes.
And just because we love them. And if they come back, we're not going to give up lifts and Ubers. We just want to have the ability to take a minivan when it's appropriate.
Which is Magic Kingdom is best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or if it's just because we want to go on a minivan. Because they're cool.
They are.
And we like the cast members that drive us around. And we like how comfortable they are.
Yeah. And the music. And it's all Disney music. And you can't put a price on having a cast member to yourself. Undivided attention. You get to ask them all sorts of questions. And they can take you places that a Lyft and an Uber can't. So they can take you right up to the Magic Kingdom, right into the bus loop for the Magic Kingdom. Whereas an Uber and Lyft have to drop you at the Ticket and Transportation Center or Contemporary or one of the monorail resorts. Yeah. And same thing over at the campground too. They can drive you right in. Yeah. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Yeah, that's our second wish.
Yeah. And it's possible because at Hollywood Studios, they redid that whole bus thing, right? The big bus loop at Hollywood Studios. And they have a sign.
I've been there yet, but I know that
they have and the only reason I saw the sign was because when I was there and I took a Lyft, the Lyft or Uber drop off is the last, it couldn't be further away. It could not be further away. I could have been dropped off at the boardwalk or something. But when I was walking from the Lyft drop off, there was a spot, a bus loop spot with a minivan sign on it, for minivan drop off. So that's new.
So they'll come back.
So I hope they're coming back. Yeah. What are they going to do with all those cars?
Well, they're probably gone, I would think. They wouldn't let them sit around for all that time.
I don't know. Maybe. I keep seeing posts that people are saying they're parked in a parking lot somewhere and they see them. And then the clickbait sites will be oh, minivans are coming back. Cars have been spotted. And then people are no, they've been parked there all along. So I don't know. Anyway. Okay. That was wish number 2.
Number 2.
Okay.
Number 3. I'm going to take number 3.
Yeah, you got to take number 3. We agree on it, but it's really...
we agree on all of these. These are all 12 of these are our wishes.
Yes.
Just number 3. Number 1 is more...
number 1 is more me.
Is one that you count cake cups in your sleep over. And number 3 is that we would like to have some Muppet Meet-and-Greets in the parks.
Yes.
And really, I'm going to say more Muppets everywhere and some Muppet merchandise, too. So it's really a Muppet wish, but, a Muppet Meet-and-Greet is the start of the wish, I suppose. If we're going to wish for that, you might as well wish for more Muppets all around.
Yeah, true. The Muppet Meet-and-Greet, if I remember back to when they had them, they were a bit odd because the Muppets were our size.
Yeah, they were weird.
Right? They weren't like puppets. They were full-size people, like us.
Yeah.
Like Miss Piggy was like our size.
She was taller, way taller than me, that's for sure. They both towered over me. I think it kind of was of the time, though. Like, those big, oversized characters that don't really make sense.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like,
yeah, that was
there
like
was teenage there's Ninja Turtles there, and then after the Ninja Turtles, there was like the Power Rangers, although those are normal people. But yeah, like I guess Ninja Turtle costumes were kind of.
Yeah.
I don't know if they were normal sized or whatever. But anyways, I think it just kind of went with the like late 90s or whenever the heck that was.
That was kind of, it was kind of like the era. Yeah.
Like I think it suited the. So we probably should be glad that they didn't stick around, because then they'd be really weird.
Yeah. They are missing I do agree with you though. They're missing the boat on merch. Like they could totally be doing a lot more with Muppet merch.
Yeah, I want Muppet merch to look like all the other merch. Like, I don't want it just to be an animal shirt with, like, the saying that they always put on an animal shirt. Like, I want it to be, like, in the stores when you see something and you're just like, wow, I could wear that to work. Oh, my goodness, look at, there's, like, is that Miss Piggy in there? Or is that Kermit in there?
Right.
Like, how they do that. Like, they made so much merch that's, like, perfect for everyday wear. Like, I want Muppets to be incorporated with that, not just the princesses and...
Like a Muppets Alex and Ani bracelet.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah.
That's a no-brainer. But, yeah, just stuff that's not so, like, bright and green and Kermit or, like, Animal playing the drums. Yeah,
yeah, like
I like a
subtle
scarf that I could wear to work that had the Muppets on it.
Yeah, like some of the subtle, like, touches that you can get away with that aren't so obvious Disney stuff. And Muppet themed. I agree with you. I think they're missing the boat on a lot of that stuff.
Mm-hmm. So.
Yeah. Okay. That's number 3.
Yep. You can do number 4.
Number 4 is that we wish for a Shop Disney Canada. So one of the things about being in Canada, you do not want to order on shopdisney.com because A, we're paying in US dollars. Okay, fine. Get it. But then you got to pay shipping, and we never qualify for free shipping. FYI.
And their shipping is kind of ridiculous.
Their shipping is ridiculous.
It's by the cost of the item, not by necessarily it's not the shape or the weight,
or the size or the weight or whatever.
The size of the box. It's like if you spend like $200 and it's the size of like a nickel, I think you pay the shipping for something that's $200. Anyways, carry on.
And then you pay the duty. Yes. And that is the kicker. So, I've ordered things on Shop Disney and it's like $50. And by the time I pay all of the shipping fees and the duty, it's like double. It's double the price. It's crazy.
I'd say at least.
At least, yeah.
If we're talking $50 for sure.
Yeah. It really deters us from being able to shop online because it's just not worth it for us. So maybe for our wallet's sake, it's a good thing there's no Disney Canada. But yeah, like it sucks. So, there's really no way for us to get good Disney stuff online.
No.
Unless we shop at like Canadian resellers or things like that. Yeah.
And I think too, like they started to do the Disney park stuff. So like there's an opportunity to get some stuff from the parks, but we can, I suppose, if we want to, but most of us won't. If you want to
spend that kind of crazy money.
Like the pins that come out, eventually they'll bring stuff like the Dooney bags, like eventually, or sometimes right out of the gate, it's on the Disney app to buy. And sometimes stuff comes a little bit later and we could have the opportunity to buy it, but yeah, ridiculous. So
it's ridiculous. Like I'd like to see a shopdisney.ca. And the people in the UK are in the same boat as us. It's just it's a missed opportunity for Disney to cash in, is to allow us to shop without duty. Like I could even swallow the shipping costs. But it's not knowing if the government or the customs are going to hold it back and I'm going to owe a fortune to release my package.
I think that the way that they ship 100%, they always gets hit with duty. Like, there's certain ways that things shipped that I think always get flagged, like depending on the carrier they use or whatever. So I think it's almost 100% guarantee you're going to pay duty on whatever you order from.
Yeah, it's not fair.
It's ridiculous. Like duty might be $20 in taxes and $50 in handling fees.
Yeah.
And then whatever you paid.
It's nuts.
For your
it's
item.
just
Plus,
crazy.
And then the doll, like the exchange rate. So
there are ways around it. Like there are places we can ship to just across the border, and then we can drive across it. But like, you know what? I don't want an Alex and Ani bracelet that bad that I'm going to drive 2.5 hours to cross the border to go pick it up so I can save $50. Like it's
that
just
works for people that live in border towns. They do that all the time.
So
even when there was lots of Disney stores.
Yeah.
Living in a border city, you could easily get across and shop but not us.
Not us. Okay, so that would be number 4. So we would like a shopdisney.ca.
Yeah. And number 5 is return of the Paint the Night Parade
/
to Disneyland.
But this was a 2-parter. You said that it was a 2-parter.
I guess. Return of the Paint the Night Parade to Disneyland. And while you're at it, throw in the Main Street Electrical Parade for Francine. I'm not particular whether the electrical parade goes to Walt Disney World or Disneyland.
You don't care where it goes. You don't care.
But I would like the Paint the Night to be at Disneyland. Or DCA.
Right.
In California.
In California.
Yes.
You would like to see that
I'll take
back.
either park. Yeah.
I've only seen it once, and it was a crazy night in Disneyland, the night that we saw it, and I couldn't get near it. So I had to watch the floats from a distance, but it was pretty impressive.
That's why it needs to come back so you can watch it again.
So I can see it properly.
Yeah. It's amazing.
I miss the nighttime stuff. Like, I miss the night parades because I always thought the night parades were so special. Like, it's one thing to see the 3:00 parade or whatever, midday, but the nighttime parades are just so special.
Yeah, they make the daytime parades like just okay.
Yeah. Agreed. So we'd like to see those come back, please.
That's funny.
All right.
Please. Okay, where are we now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Number 6.
This is number 6. The return of the hot cheese dispensers in the quick service. This is, you know what? Those dispensers were so good. And it's not, who are we kidding? It's not even cheese. Like, it's not real cheese. It's like some processed plastic. I don't know what it is, but it tastes good.
All we know is it was good for dipping your French fries in and plastering all over your French fries.
Yeah. It was really good.
And somebody goes and burns himself. It wasn't even COVID that took this away.
No. This was before COVID they took it away. And it was primarily people were looking for it. Like, it was at Casey's Corner. That's where that's where generally most people would get it. But it was also at other restaurants too. Like other quick serve, like Tortuga Tavern and
I think anywhere where they were like their MO was like burgers and fries.
Yeah. They had those hot cheese dispensers.
Yeah. Oh, they were good.
We'd like those.
Maybe not the most sanitary way to dispense cheese to the masses, but
that
who cares?
That was back when we really didn't think about that stuff. Like, who cares, man? Like, it was just push, and all of a sudden you had all this hot cheese, and it was delicious. Yeah, I miss it. I'm hungry now, but I miss that. So we'd like that back, please.
Please. Someone start that writing campaign.
Okay, Carrie, this is number 7.
Number 7 is about merchandise. Surprise, surprise, surprise. Although we talked about merchandise already a little bit.
But this is a different angle.
But a different angle. So we want the merchandise to be sort of back the way that it used to be. A little bit. So we want merch to be more like specific to certain areas where it's not everything everywhere. So, you know, having a kitchen store that just has kitchen stuff, but you have to go to the kitchen store to get it. It's not that there's kitchen stuff in every single other store on property. Like something that has, and it doesn't have to be across the board, across all the parks, but having some things that are more specific and found only in certain areas. So it's like a hunt or finding stuff or making it feel like a true shopping experience versus just knowing that no matter what, like that shirt that you like, you're going to see it in 25 different places that week when you're there. So that type of shopping experience, I'd like to come back. Like, I don't want to go back to where everything was like a box t-shirt and everything kind of looked the same. Like, they've done so many amazing things with, like I had said before with my Muppet thing, like, having Disney stuff that you can wear to work, and most people wouldn't even notice that it was Disney except for the person wearing it, all the jewelry, all those things. Like, I don't want that to go away, but I do want, we both feel this way. We want to just have it just a little more special. Like, when we were at Animal Kingdom, and I know some of it's this example is complete supply chain, I'm sure, because they probably don't have enough stuff. But when we were in Animal Kingdom, we saw Madame Leota, and that's not right. That's a very extreme example. But generally, Animal Kingdom is the only place where you see stuff that's only in Animal Kingdom.
You wouldn't get in the Magic Kingdom or at the big shop at Epcot or whatever.
But all the other parks are not like that anymore. And I liked, knowing that you could go to specific resorts to get an awesome selection of pins, or, just having to, like, kind of the hunt of finding
special locations,
of finding what you want, like being surprised and having to decide if you want to buy something then and there, and knowing that, or having to go back to find something, instead of it just being everywhere. That's all.
Yep.
That's too much to ask.
You're 100% right. Like, I think I miss those stores and those shops that were very almost specialized, that you knew that if you saw something in there, you would be hard pressed to find it somewhere else. Like the t-shirt store, when that first opened, that t-shirt store at Disney Springs had t-shirts you couldn't find anywhere else. Now those same t-shirts are everywhere. And the kitchen store at Disney Springs, well, it was at Downtown Disney, at Walt Disney World. It literally had everything for your kitchen, from fridge magnets to place settings, cutlery, china. Like, it had everything. And it had, like, the coolest stuff. And it was almost like you couldn't find that stuff anywhere else. Everybody asked me about the canisters on my counter when I'm taking pictures of my mugs on a Sunday. Everybody's like, "Oh my gosh, love your canisters. Where'd you get them?" I got them in that kitchen store at Disney Springs when it was Downtown Disney, and they had the coolest stuff. I got my place settings, my plates, my cutlery, like all of that stuff in that store. But now it's like mass production kitchen stuff that you can get in all the, like, you can find most of this kitchen stuff in the Magic Kingdom, in Disney Springs. Like, it's everywhere. In the resorts, it's like, it's kind of everywhere, right? So yeah, I'd love to see. One thing I don't miss is, my sister was famous for, on day one, she'd see something she liked and I'd say, "Just buy it." No, I'm going to wait. And then, sure enough, we'd get near the end of our vacation. She'd be like, "Yeah, I need to go back to wherever because I need to buy this." And I'm like, "See, why didn't you just buy it when you saw it?" We didn't have that issue in the last few trips because she just saw it somewhere else later on that week. Like, she saw it in Magic Kingdom first, then she saw it again in Epcot, then again in Hollywood Studios. Yeah. So we didn't have that issue. But I miss that experience, that shopping experience.
It just seems it's everywhere, and you see it over and over again. Whereas if it was different stuff in different areas, or at least had some specialized things in certain, like, just not everywhere, then it might, I think it would just be a much more enjoyable shopping experience. That's
for sure.
Yeah. Like, everything can be, they could have the World of Disney be the big store. And that's how I think it was. Like, you knew that, okay, well, if, unless it's really park specific, you could get it at World of Disney, later on in the trip. Like, you had a good chance of finding what you were looking for there. But yeah, it's not, you don't even need to go to the World of Disney store anymore at all. No, like, before you'd be like, well, we got to go because, like, all the main stuff will be there. So it's like one place to see everything
to go
that you want, and you can do one big shop. But yeah, like, it's not really like that because you can see all that stuff. And you don't really, like, why go into that crazy madness of a store when you can just be like, no, I'll buy that in the resort. We're going over to Old Key West for dinner. I'll just pick it up over there. Going to Saratoga, I'll just pick it up over there. They probably have that whatever over there, right? Those are probably bad examples, but
even like the Haunted Mansion store. I was so excited when the Haunted Mansion got its own store, Memento Mori. Fantastic. But everything in it you can find elsewhere.
Yeah, it should only, you gotta hike.
You should only be going, if you want Haunted Mansion merch, you should be going to that store.
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay. So I think we beat that one to death, but they get the gist. They get the gist.
Okay, number 8 is all yours.
Number 8 is all mine, and it's sweet and sour sauce. Seriously. I know they serve burgers, fries, and chicken nuggets everywhere on property. And you know what? I love chicken nuggets. And at home, I eat chicken nuggets like they're going out of style. But you know what I don't do in Disney? Eat a lot of chicken nuggets. Why? Because there's no sweet and sour sauce. And I cannot stand barbecue sauce on my chicken nuggets.
I don't mind the honey mustard.
Ugh.
Or whatever it is they have.
I can't.
The whatever mustard they have. I don't mind that.
No. I just can't. And you know what I end up doing? If they have the ranch dressing. So at Hollywood Studios, in a few of those places, they serve, like they have the little containers of ranch dressing. So sometimes I'll get them and dip it in ranch. But it's just sweet and sour sauce, please. They used to have it years ago. I don't know why they don't have it.
We'll pack you some next time. But
you're going to have to pack me some sweet and sour sauce. Mm-hmm. Because I don't eat enough chicken fingers there because they just don't have the sauce. Yeah.
It's a shame.
And it really is. I could, yeah.
What about on the cruise line? No sweet and sour sauce?
No sweet and sour sauce. Nope. Barbecue.
I don't really, I'm okay with the mustard. I'm okay with the mustard. No, so that's why I don't.
Honey mustard. Bleh.
Like if there was only barbecue sauce, and then I'd have my pitchfork out too, but I'm okay with the other alternative.
No, so. I can't do honey mustard. It just, no. It's just, there's something wrong with it. I'll use like hot sauce. If they have like packages of hot sauce, I can use that. But yeah.
Please bring us sweet and sour sauce.
Okay. The next one, Carrie.
Okay. This one is, I'm sure, going to come back, but we're going to put it on as our wish just because we feel so strongly about it that
we do.
We wish that the international program will come back to Epcot soon because it's just not the same.
No.
Like at first you go into Epcot and you're like, oh, I miss this place. Oh my goodness, Spaceship Earth, you're gorgeous. I love you. Yeah, and then you walk around, you spend a little bit of time there, and then you're like, it just doesn't feel right.
Yeah. Like when you walk into World Showcase.
Mm-hmm. Just doesn't feel right.
So for people listening, just in case they don't know what the international program is.
It's how they have people come on exchange, like not an exchange, like a 1-year placement program from all areas of the world. So wherever, all of the pavilions of the world. So in Canada, they have Canadians that are working there for a certain number of months or a year, and they work alongside other Canadians, and they share the culture with their culture and experiences with guests.
Right. And that's what makes so much a World Showcase fantastic, because the people that are working in those pavilions are from that place. And yeah, all the I miss that.
Like some of the entertainment is coming back, right? Like slowly.
Yes.
But yeah, the employees and the entertainment, like it just doesn't make it feel right. So hopefully, I'm sure they will be coming back. We would just like to see it sooner than later. So as soon as it's safe for, I guess, everybody to return.
Yep.
To the program.
For sure. Can't wait. Can't wait.
Mm-hmm. Okay. You're taking the next one. So that's number 10.
9. 10. Is that 10?
Yeah. 10. We're at 10 already.
Oh my gosh. We're at 10 already.
Time
and
flies
this one,
when we're having fun.
10. This is the one. Oh, so you give me this one because this is the one that might be controversial. Well, I think the next 3 are controversial. A little bit. So we wish that character meet and greets stay the way they are. Pause for people yelling at their speakers. Yep. We said it. We like them.
It's a wonderful experience right now for so many reasons.
I know. And you know what? I get that people, so I would like them to figure out a way to get autographs. only because I posted a picture of my autograph book last week, and it made me think about, I remember getting the autographs. But I will say the character meet and greets just got so crazy in the last, say, 15, 20 years where... Well, no, because in the beginning they used to just roam the parks and you walked up and it was before craziness. Now people line up for like an hour and a half for a meet and greet with a princess. And for people like me who wouldn't do that lineup, I just never had an opportunity to get a picture with a character because I'm not standing in line for an hour to see them. Mm-hmm. And now the way they do them different. Distanced, it's different. Like you can take pictures of the characters with nobody in them, which is fantastic. You can position yourself so that you can get a picture of you and the character together. And it seems to be much more civilized.
I think so. And I think, and I think the interactions, people might think that there would be no interactions, right? Because they're just going to be from afar and whatever. But from what I've seen at Disneyland and Walt Disney World is that like they might not interact with every single person. And maybe that's what people want. They want that personal interaction. And that's why they're waiting forever or getting their fast passes or whatever for these characters. But they do interact and they pick, certain people or children or whatever to like have those experiences with, not everybody, but they do. So it's sort of like, it's more... whatever you come across, right? Like you decide to approach that area and they may interact with you. They may not. You'll get to watch them interact and joke with someone else. You laugh, whatever. So you can experience it, whether it's not directly, interacting with you, but you, in that little bit of time, you can also get pictures. You can do selfies. You can get, like you said, you can get great pictures with them. Because people are like, they kind of stand beside and they wait their turn and, people are out of the way. You take a couple pictures, a lot better, I think. And like exactly like you said, it's better for maybe not the best for certain people, but for people that, may never get to have those interactions because they're not going to spend their whole park day waiting in line for them or use their fast passes to get characters. It's awesome.
It is. When I think about it, my sister loves Aurora, Sleeping Beauty. That's her favorite princess. And she's never had a picture with her because she wouldn't stand in line for it. But in November when we were there, we were just walking by in Epcot and lo and behold, there's Aurora. So Becky, and all Becky had to do was stand up next to the fence, smile. Aurora smiled. I got a picture for her with Aurora. Like, that would never have happened before.
I kind of wonder too if they're known to be in a certain spot and they know that they're going to see them there. Like maybe the frenzy's a little bit differently too. Like at DCA when you first walk in at certain times of the day around the fountain, they have characters. So they have Elsa and Anna in there. Like, and usually when you're at DCA, you go inside the animation building and there's long lineups waiting to meet the Frozen folks. And just out there, they're standing around the fountain, just chatting with people. It's like so much more
when it's spontaneous like that.
I guess it's spontaneous, but I think also people like if they're going to be out there most of the day or a large number of hours, like, and it really is more spontaneous and casual. Then people are just if it doesn't look too crazy, walking up and kind of interacting, getting their pictures and leaving. Like there are little lines like. But when I saw people kind of, making a little queue to have their turn, like we're talking a few people, not, they don't need to get out stanchions.
I think, I really like the way they're doing them. And maybe then, the character dining is the little more of the one-on-one.
Mm-hmm. And
maybe that's it, but then it'll make it terrible to get dining reservations. So I don't know.
It always was
anyway. They need more character dining is what they need. More options. Maybe
that's what they could do. They could do a little bit more because people love them, right?
Yeah.
Some people have multiple character dining experiences when they go on vacation.
And that's another merchandise option too. Like they could have fully autographed books. Like you buy it already autographed.
Yeah, like I think for the autograph thing, like a perfect thing would be having for like, and I know they do this for some characters, like for the characters that are that are like the non-face characters have stamps, like have stamp pads. They can do that, or even hand out like cards, like hand out signature cards.
I wonder
like,
now too, like
that would be awesome.
I wonder now too, like kids growing up now, like would they even collect? Like they don't have paper for anything. They don't do anything on paper. Like everything is digital,
code.
Right? Maybe it's a QR code
that they can download their autograph.
Yeah, because what do they do on paper these days? Maybe the autograph books are a thing of the past. Like maybe they're going by the wayside. I don't know. But okay, so if they don't hate us enough, Carrie.
Yep.
Do you want to give number 11?
11 is that we wish that the dining window stays at 60 days prior to travel.
There we go again.
We don't need to be like this one. We don't need a 180 days.
No.
Like,
I don't know what I want to eat tomorrow. How on earth were people making plans 6 months in advance? It's ridiculous. And then they were stocking up on reservations because they weren't sure what they were going to be doing 6 months from today. And then you couldn't get a reservation anywhere.
And honestly, at 60 days, it's still the same. So why have somebody stressed out from day 180 to like day, 6 when people start canceling things, or day 30 to day 0 when you might be able to, find some cancellations to pick up something that you're missing. Why stress people out?
Agreed.
For those days in between? Like it's 60 days now, and it is a frenzy to get certain things. Now, so why have it so early and have it so crazy? And people get let down when they don't get everything that they want. Like they've dreamt up this amazing plan, and then
some Yahoo on Facebook told them their vacation would be ruined if they did not get a reservation for Cinderella Royal Table.
Yeah, or Chef Mickey's. If you don't eat at Chef Mickey's, your trip is a total.
It's a disaster.
Might as well just cancel it.
Just cancel. There's no point in going.
You get on the internet and you read about how you're supposed to have a perfect vacation with all of these components, and then you don't, you miss some of the big ones. And that's the thing. The people that are talking, they always talk about the most popular things that everybody wants to book. So, sometimes you can get everything that you want. Sometimes you can't. And so if you can't, like I said, that's a long time to be wishing and wondering and hoping you get the things you want closer to your trip.
Yeah.
So... And the same with, I think they've, like, the magical bookings, like doing, like, the tours and all that stuff. Like, let's just plan it closer to.
Yeah.
Like, I know that as soon as we book our trip, we have to book our park pass reservations, whatever. Like, that's kind of silly that you think, you book your trip for December and you're supposed to pick your park pass reservations.
You're supposed to.
Well, no, and you should. People should, just to have them booked. But the thing is, unless you're traveling... during Christmas or a busy holiday time, or, maybe a weekend at the start of a festival, you can move stuff around, especially like when you're planning your 60 days dining. If you needed to juggle stuff around, you absolutely can change it. It's not as,
not as rigid as,
it's not as, crazy as we thought, people thought it might be with, oh my goodness, what if we can't get into a park? Like at 60 days, I would assume in most situations, there'd still be lots of flexibility.
For sure. For sure. Especially at Walt Disney World. There is so much, like, I don't think there was one time when I was there in August that the Magic Kingdom was not available for me. And it was because my annual pass was taking precedence over my resort reservation. If they had looked at my resort reservation, I could have got into the Magic Kingdom. It was because it was my annual pass that got priority. So really, like, no, I like that. 60 days, plenty of time to plan.
And I want you to do the last one. This is the most controversial one of them all.
Yes.
Number 12. What's our 12th wish?
Our 12th wish is that they get rid of bubble wands. Please stop selling bubble wands. I know there are parents listening saying, oh, but my kid loves their bubble wand. Yes, we do not. As people who like to walk and eat, as people who like to walk. Like to walk or stand in line.
And not get a face full of bubbles.
A face full of bubbles is never a good thing, but a face full of bubbles when you're eating a cupcake is just even like, right? You got this beautiful cupcake or a pretzel in your hand and you go to put it in your mouth and it gets drenched with a bubble. And not just one bubble. These things are like turbocharged now. It's like 7,000 bubbles come out per second.
Yeah, and in the beginning there was bubble wands here and there. Now there's bubble wands everywhere, and they keep making them more flashy and fancy so that every kid on Earth wants one, and they're not cheap. Bubble wand.
No, they're not.
They're not cheap. So it's a big investment, and parents are buying them. Yeah. And they keep making them in all different themes, seasons, whatever. There's bubble wands. There used to be one. I remember that first bubble wand. They keep making them
bigger and better,
and irresistible.
Yeah. And we need people to resist.
You're walking along and there's like a couple of strollers and both kids have the bubble wands going, and they're just, the mums and dads are just like booking it with the stroller, and the kids got the wand out the side. Two kids, 2 wands. They cover bubbles like a 6-foot radius of bubbles. Like you can't get away from those bubbles. So
no, it's too much. So our wish is they get rid of bubble wands.
We know that's not going to happen either.
No, it's not. No, that's merch that they will continue to make and sell, but it was fun to add on our wish list.
Yeah.
I'd love to hear if anybody else has, how much, are they pitchforks out for our last 3, or are they maybe people were in agreement with this? Maybe they're all yelling at their thing right now saying, no, I totally agree with you guys. You think?
Maybe. I'm sure there's a few.
Maybe. We can't be the only ones.
No.
So
that's it. That's our 12. That's our 12 wishes. So
our 12 wishes. That was good. Okay, Carrie, it's that time of the podcast. What is your pixie dust? We're going to use the same pixie dust we used the first time we recorded it, I'm assuming.
Oh, dear. Yes, we are. Absolutely.
We are. Yes. So I know you have pixie dust.
I know. I do have pixie dust.
That made you happy this week?
My pixie dust is that I got a postcard.
Oh, right. Isn't it funny? Because I forgot what your pixie dust was. That's right.
I love getting mail, as everybody probably has heard me say before. I get my stickers, come in the mail once a month, my sticker subscription. And I run to the mailbox every day, even though it only comes once a month, like to peek in, hoping I get some sort of mail that's not a bill or a pizza coupon or whatever. And I know that every day unless it's Christmas and it's Christmas card time, like there's really not going to be anything special in there except for my stickers that one day a month. Anyways, I opened up the mailbox and I saw a postcard, and it just brought me so much joy. So Kimberly was in Florida with her family, and she sent me a postcard, and I messaged her and I told her that was the most delightful surprise I could ever have. It made me so happy to get fun mail because call me old fashioned. I was one of those kids that had a pen pal. Like I love getting mail, and I have a postcard collection, which she knew. That's why she sent me a postcard. She just didn't randomly know that Carrie needed some happy mail. She knows that I love postcards, so it was like double. It was fun mail, and it was a postcard for my collection. So
that was so nice. Dust. Yeah, Kimberly, because I saw it. She went to Walt Disney World, and they did a Disney cruise. Mm-hmm. Nice. Oh, that was cool. Nice of her.
Yeah, they went.
Whatever happened to your pen pal? Do you know?
Well, we stopped being pen pals when we got a little bit older.
Do
you want me to tell this somewhat embarrassing story?
What how is it embarrassing? You drifted apart with a pen pal? No. How is that embarrassing?
It's embarrassing in the fact that it was my friend when we were in kindergarten.
Yeah.
I would write letters to anybody, right? Really. So I'm sure I wrote letters to my grandmas and my aunts and whoever that would, whatever. But I had a friend in kindergarten in grade 1. We lived on the street, and she moved away, and we continued to write letters until we were probably in grade 6 or 7, maybe into early high school, but I don't think that late, probably into grade 6. But as an adult, I realized that she moved away, but she pretty much lives
you did tell me this.
A 12-minute drive, 12 to 15-minute drive from where I live right now. And that, folks, is what it's like growing up in my time. My mom was like, that's like a city away. Like she wouldn't, like we didn't,
there was no, you didn't go visit when somebody didn't live walking distance.
There's no play dates. Like I had to then be like, okay, bye. I'll want to be pen pals forever, or at least until grade 6. Okay. And then you played with the rest of the kids on the street. Your mom wasn't driving you to the next city over.
Yeah.
I did all the time that we were pen pals, we visited once.
Oh,
and really, she didn't live that far. Like I seriously,
like now it would be nothing.
I pass where she lived to go grocery shopping in that town next door to me all the time. I drive by where she lived.
So my gosh!
But yeah, I wrote letters with her. Like anytime I had an opportunity to meet, like exchange program kids from school or whatever. Like I would be everybody's pen pal. But we're the era. Do you remember, right? You'd pass notes in class and like you'd fold them all up into like little tiny things. You'd have to unwrap them. Like that's our generation, right? Like we send notes to each other in school or whatever, and you had
to fold them a certain way. It was like a little tab, like it kept it closed and
sealed, so that
and you could fling it far.
And it just was like, 1 inch by 1 inch by the time you like origami that bad boy into that little square flap thingamajiggy.
Oh my gosh, how old are we? But have you ever looked for her on like Facebook or anything to just connect?
No. I know who.
Oh, you guys are now okay.
Yeah, I do. I actually, when I went to high school, I went to school with one of her cousins. Like seriously, when I'm saying like.
You were that close.
Really, like she lives the next town. Like she lives she lives somewhere totally different. She's a grown woman with a family, children, whatever. Now we're all old now, but like until she went to university probably, and she'd moved away from home. Like where I live right now, I could drive to her house in 10 minutes, and where I lived when I was a kid was probably 5 minutes further. So it was probably a 15-minute drive. But her parents were like, "You just play with the kids that are on the street," and like
you walked to their houses, like you didn't. Yeah.
And you love writing letters and doing stuff like that. So like like you wouldn't even, first of all, you would have never said, "Mom, the drive's really not that far away. Can we go?" You didn't have a way to you did not have a way to Google Map this to know. Like I had no idea. Like grade 1 Carrie had no idea that she really lived that close. When I put stuff in the mail, I didn't really know
how far it was
going. Like I was clueless. I was totally clueless to where it was. But anyways, moral of the story is I love mail.
Carrie loves mail.
And I got some that wasn't a bill or a pizza flyer.
That's always
my monthly
good.
Stickers. And it made me very, very happy. Okay, what's your pixie dust?
Well, mine doesn't even hold a candle to this whole story. My pixie dust, I have completely embraced the fact that I live and work at home now, that I have just, my mother, if my mother was alive and saw what I go out looking like, she would be mortified. She'd be like, "You look like a hobo." Like she would be oh my gosh. Anyway, whatever. I've embraced it. I live in track pants now. This is who I am now. And especially going to the hospital, visit my sister and stuff, like it's track pants, comfy, whatever. So I always buy these track pants. I'm like such a creature of habit. When I find a pair of pants I like, I buy 6 pairs. Right? All the same. So people think I wear the same thing every day to work. Like same black pants I used to wear to work. I had like 6 pairs of them. So I'm like that with my track pants. However, Old Navy never had my size in stock until this week. So they finally got my size back in stock so I could stock up. So now if you ever see me on the street, rest assured.
Is that a hobo?
They are different pairs that I'm wearing every day. They just look identical. And yeah, so I love them. I ordered more. I'm so excited. They're comfortable. And at this point, I don't even care anymore. I really don't. That's what I've become.
And I don't that's kind of normal for people to wear track pants and things like that. Like, again, this is going back to like our generation, like we're far from like the older generation, but our generation, like you would wear like track pants to like when you were little, maybe outside playing or to the like in gym. But like we didn't definitely, and then as we got older as teenagers, like you would not wear like pajama bottoms out
Right?
in public, let alone,
Yeah.
like they had.
It's crazy. Like there was an era where track pants were cool.
Oh, cotton ginny track pants.
Cotton ginny track pants. Everybody
I was too
had
short
them
to wear them. I never owned a pair of cotton ginny track pants because I was too short.
Well, I loved my cotton ginny track pants, but at that time, my mother used to tell me the same thing. I look like my mom was from the era where, like, if she saw what I wear on a plane, oh my God, she would slap me silly. Like, that was the era where you got dressed up to go on the plane. Like, you wore your Sunday best on a plane. And now, like, people show up in track pants and stretchy pants and comfortable clothes, which totally makes sense. Why would you not want to be comfortable on a plane? But yeah, so now I'm just embracing the whole So basically, the only time I will be in pants that are not like elastic, like real pants, is if I have to go into the office. Like, I've just embraced that I go out shopping now in track pants. I can't be the only one, right? Like, I see other people out there in their track pants too.
We're the only ones. We're the last ones on this bandwagon. I'm telling you right now.
Are we really? Because I love them. Like, I show up at the hospital. The other thing,
too old-fashioned for our times.
Carrie, I've been tempted to buy scrubs because they look so comfortable on the nurses. I was asking one the other day. I'm like, where do you get your scrubs? She gets them in the States, so I need to get the store name. But yeah, because they almost look like you could pass those off as pants. Anyway, that's so I got my old Navy track.
And future pixie dust for Francine is to be like, I bought some scrubs from this place online. The nurse told me I had to pay duty on them, but they're really comfortable. They wash so well. That's what we went from, like figuring, like having to wear like, work clothes and more, like even wearing jeans instead of track pants.
I can't even think of jeans right now.
We're gonna wear scrubs.
Yeah, I know. It's a new day. I
went out and
be comfy.
I went and I was shopping like in the summertime. I was looking about with my aunt, and because I was like, I'm going back to school, back to work soon. That's what I'll say. It's like when you're going to work, you're like going to school, you got to get dressed up. So I was like going back to work. I got to like maybe get some new clothes because it's been like forever since I had to go to work regularly. And I saw that they have like work pants that are very comfy. And of course I didn't buy any because I'm like, I don't have to go back for a little while. But then for my birthday, my mom got me a pair. And they're so comfortable. Like they look like dress slacks, but they're like soft and comfy and have a stretchy waist and whatever. And I went out and bought more. I did the same thing as you went to the store. I'm like, you got this style in different colors. And then I'm like, there's my new work pants.
Perfect. See, even you do different color. I do the same color. Like it's all black. Like it's just all black pants. I know. It's crazy. It's crazy. Oh my gosh. All right, Carrie.
That's enough silliness.
Here's enough. We've talked pen pals, how close, back in our day, how close your friends lived. And we topped it off with track pants.
Stretchy pants.
Let's remind everybody, Carrie, we would love a rating and review on Apple Podcasts, please.
And Spotify.
And Spotify. It's got the little stars now. And, I don't know what's going on. People are finding us everywhere because, we've had some really successful download days, Carrie. So thank you guys very much for listening, engaging with us, reaching out, sending us messages. We love them all. We definitely love them all. And we did get some good feedback on our podcast guest wish list.
Yes, we added some names to our ledger there.
Exactly.
And, maybe after this one, we'll have some few more wishes.
Never know.
People need to tell us what their wishes are.
Yeah, so definitely let us know. And maybe next time we won't be rambling on for so long about our silly stuff. So, yeah. Anyway, thank you again. We'll chat soon. Bye. Thanks for listening to the Pixie Dust Fan Podcast. We hope you enjoyed the episode.
Make sure you're following us on your favorite podcast player so you'll get a new episode every week. And find us on social media too. We'd love to hear from you.
Till next time, remember, you are never too old to be young. Chase your dreams and design your own happily ever after.